Hello, fellow football fans. The Casual Fantasy Scout here. The group stage is over, and now the real World Cup begins. We are finally in the elimination stage, and today I'm going to predict the next round, the round of 32. At first, I thought about predicting the full bracket all the way to the final, but honestly, that might make the video too long. So instead, I'll go stage by stage. After every knockout round, I will come back, look at what happened, see which of my predictions were right or completely wrong, and then predict the next stage. I won't focus too much on individual fantasy players in this video because I'll save that for the next episode of me versus ChatGPT. But through my picks, I will also show you which teams I trust and from which teams you could maybe target players for your fantasy football or Sorare teams. For this video, I mainly want to answer one question: which teams do I trust to survive the round of 32? Because knockout football is actually really different. One bad mistake, one penalty, one red card, or one moment of magic can completely change everything. So when I make these predictions, I'm looking at a few things: form, experience, squad depth, defensive stability, and whether a team has players who can decide tight games. At the end of the video, I will actually give you a teaser of what I think the final will be, so stay tuned. But now, let's start with the round of 32. So on the screen, you can see the official bracket. So let's predict the round of 32. First game, we have Germany versus Paraguay. It's not chronologically, just how the bracket is. Here, I will take Germany because even though they have some injured players, I think they have the quality to knock out Paraguay. Then France versus Sweden is, I think, one of the easiest games to predict. What I said in my prediction video about Sweden was true. They have the attacking power, but defensively they're not good at all. So the attacking power of France basically will win the game. Then we have the first game actually chronologically. Today we have South Africa versus Canada. Interestingly enough, the game is in Los Angeles. It's not in Canada, but yeah, I still think Canada can win this game and probably will win it. South Africa did some miracles to go through that group after the bad start, but I think Canada has enough quality to win the game. Then one of the hardest games to predict is actually Netherlands versus Morocco. We had that mathematician predict that the Netherlands will win the World Cup, but I think this game has one of the biggest upset potentials, so to say, even though I think both teams are evenly matched. So I'm going to pick Morocco to knock out the Netherlands. Then we have Portugal versus Croatia, also a really interesting matchup. Croatia are at the end of their golden generation, and I think against the bigger teams they will have it really tough. I wasn't convinced with their performance against England, so in this matchup I'm going to take Portugal, even though Portugal didn't convince me at all in their group stage. Spain versus Austria. Austria can be tricky with Ralph Rangnick, sorry. But I still favor Spain. I think they're one of the teams that hasn't conceded a goal, if I'm not mistaken. So I think Spain will probably win the match. USA versus Bosnia. Yeah, Bosnia. These Balkan teams are really tough to crack, but I am not convinced about Bosnia in this World Cup. They managed to go to the group, but USA actually convinced me that right now they are in good form. Pochettino has done a lot of good job with that USA national team, so I'm going to take USA. Then we have also a really tough game, Belgium versus Senegal. Belgium, I thought they will be better, not going to lie. Um, their attacking power should be stronger in my opinion, but at times they were really shaky in defense. Senegal actually got a really nice timing with that win because they have now the confidence that they were lacking at the start of the tournament. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Okay, I'm going to tell you that this game will probably have the second upset in the bracket, and then Senegal are going to go through, ending the golden generation of Belgium. Then we have Brazil versus Japan, which is also a really tough game to predict because the structure and the team play that Japan has been really nice. I actually really liked this Japan team, but Brazil, they have quality, but they have Carlo Ancelotti. And this guy is made for these type of elimination stages. So I think it's going to be a really tough match for Brazil, but at the end of the day, they will probably win it maybe after extra time. Then we have Cote d'Ivoire versus Norway, which is also really interesting matchup. I'm going to give the win to Norway only because they managed to rest some of their stars, and they will be fresher. I think both of the teams are really even, and it's going to be a really interesting match to watch. But I think Norway will win it. Then we have Mexico versus Ecuador. The game is in Mexico City. I Ecuador did good against Germany, but I think Mexico will win it. Will win the game. They have the momentum right now, and they're also they will feel at home in at Mexico City. Then we have England versus Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm going to take England in this game. Congo, they actually show glimpses of hope that they can play against these big teams, but I think England is going to win. Basically, Tuchel, although he's not on the level of Ancelotti, he's also one of these guys that can win these elimination type of games. So I'm going to take England in that game. And then Argentina versus Capo Verde. I really like what I saw from Argentina. Messi actually performs better than expected somehow. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be an upset in this game. Then Australia versus Egypt. Australia actually really surprised me. Although what I actually told you in the prediction video happened, I told you that if Australia gets the lead, it will be a really tough for every team to come back, which basically happened again, specifically against Turkey. Um, what I think about this game is that Egypt typically starts a bit stronger in the games, so I think Egypt will get the lead, and then Australia will try to fight back, but I don't think they will manage to overcome the disadvantage. And then the last two games, Switzerland versus Algeria. I expected a bit more from Switzerland, but I still will take them in this matchup because Switzerland showed me more than Algeria. Algeria, they played some good games, but they just weren't convincing. Switzerland wasn't convincing, that much convincing, not gonna lie as well. But I still favor Switzerland in this matchup. And then for the last game of round of 32, we have Colombia versus Ghana. Um, yeah, that curse doctor will probably try to put a curse on the Colombian team, but I actually think Colombia can go really far in this tournament, even though they're on the Argentinian side of the bracket. I actually really like Colombia, what they showed. For me, their problem is how efficient they are with their chances. They can get chances, but they just cannot convert them that well. And I think probably in the next stages of the tournament, that will probably be their demise. But at this point, I think they will probably knock out Ghana. So my round of 16 will probably be Germany versus France, Canada versus Morocco, Portugal versus Spain, USA versus Senegal, Brazil versus Norway, Mexico versus England, Argentina versus Egypt, and Switzerland versus Colombia. So as promised, I'm going to show you what my prediction for the final will be. It might be a bit of cheating, but I actually have two possibilities. My first thought was that the final will be Spain versus Argentina, but I actually think that it can be a repeat of last World Cup and we can have France versus Argentina. So that is my round of 32 and final prediction. Let me know in the comments which pick you agree with and which one you think is completely wrong. Can we get a lot of upsets? And after this round is finished, I will be back to react to my predictions and predict the round of 16. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.